Hi, everyone. Welcome to 360 Art Drops podcast on YouTube channel. And here we have with us is a very special guest, Tyler Charles, who actually runs his own podcast and is an amazing illustrationist and captivating guitarist.
Well, thank you. Hi, how are you?
Yeah, good. Do you want to let everyone know how you got into music and arts and illustration? And how the illustrations you do are so trippy, like how you got to that level.
Yeah. With music, it definitely was more of a recent. I mean, I've always liked singing and messing around, playing the guitar. I've only been doing that for a year now.
Oh, okay.
Last year. I went on a trip to 33 different states to do comedy in all of them. That was the goal. And I had done stand up for probably 4 years before that, just doing regular stand up comedy. I essentially I never connected with doing stand up in that way.
Oh,
So when I wanted to go on this trip, when I was offered to do this, I was like, if I'm going to go, I want to do something I'm actually going to enjoy. And I've always enjoyed playing music and doing comedy that way. So I bought a guitar and started playing, and I've been doing it ever since. Like I said, I did stand up in 33 states with probably like, I don't know, 3 months of practice playing the guitar and then going up on
sorry,
stage,
I
which
left
was.
that out that you were a stand-up comedian also.
Oh no, you're totally good. I mean, the music kind of goes hand in hand with it.
Oh, okay.
Most people think that my music is me just playing music, but it's like I did it because I wanted to do comedy.
Oh,
My
okay.
Yep,
Do you want to
it
show us a
facilitated it.
little piece?
Yeah. Hold on. Oh. Sorry, it's taking so long.
Oh, no problem.
Okay. I will do the first part of one of my songs.
Okay.
And then, yeah, that'll be a little taste. It is a comedy song. I don't know if can you swear on here?
Yeah, completely.
Okay.
I mean, I usually swear, but I try to keep it to a minimum because I have my family watching. But
Yeah,
go
no,
ahead.
I'll try to. I don't think that I do swear in the part that I'm thinking about.
If you
I
do,
just want to make sure.
you I mean, it's no biggie.
Okay. Like I said, it's only gonna be a little bit. Let's get it into. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Okay. This song, by the way, I should say, is about online dating red flags.
Okay.
Yeah. If your profile pictures of a landscape, if you got more pictures of your dogs than your own face, if you ask me for gas money, you show up with a big muscle buddy, and you both rob me at gunpoint and steal all my money, and that's a red flag. If all your pictures are above the neck, that's a red flag. And it's okay, honey, if you're fat, but you gotta let me know that, 'cause I don't date fat liars. If your profile pic's a Russian flag, that's a red flag. If you brag about getting in a fist fight, that's a red flag. And if you forgot to crop out that crack pipe, That's a red, 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 red flag. All right. That's a little
Great,
new for now.
Tyler.
Thank
I
you.
was gonna have you on every week so you can just do a comedy thing.
Do a comedy song every week. I do got a couple. So appreciate it. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Um, so
Audience of one.
now that you've gone to all the 33 states, what's next for you on breaking international barriers, and do you know any other languages, or how are you gonna approach just breaking in the
The
barriers?
international scene.
Yes.
I would say I mean I
Also because
absolutely.
in India.
Yes, yeah, no, that makes no. I'd love to do a world tour.
Yeah,
That'd be
you're
amazing.
welcome
I would
here.
absolutely love that. What was that?
You're welcome here.
Okay, that's good. Good to know. Good to know. I appreciate that. Um, I next on like touring and stuff. I honestly, I'm way more. Last year was kind of like this. It was self funded, so it was something that it was kind of like a once in a lifetime thing. If
Right.
my art goes somewhere, if this music stuff goes somewhere, which I hope, then I would definitely be open to that. I do not fluently speak any other languages. I know some stuff because I have lived at 2 national parks, and at national parks they have international people from around the world work there and live with you and be your roommates. And I lived with some Italians and some Ecuadorians and learned some stuff
Uh-huh.
from them, which is I love other languages. I think they're
Uh-huh.
amazing. But anything with that is like we'll see what happens.
What's
If I
your
get
background? Like, is your parents Irish or?
yeah, so my yeah, it's ginger. It's mostly German, which is
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
whatever. And then Irish, and then some. I'm a mutt, I'm all kinds of
Okay.
things, but yeah, mostly German and or Irish, which you can
Okay,
tell
okay.
from the pale skin and the
Yeah.
beard.
Yeah,
I was
me
gonna say,
myself, they call me an Indian mutt because my mom is from the north and my dad is from the south, and that's unusual over here. That's like going the next level here. Like
oh
usually,
really?
yeah, most people, they're from this area. They married another person from this area. Pretty strict. If you're gonna date somebody from another state who knows another language, and they're like, wow, these kind of people, and I'm just like, we're all Indian, dude. Like,
Yeah, dude. And even if you weren't like, we're all just people. You're just from a different area of the planet. Like
yeah,
you're still on the
it's
same
really
planet, man.
funny. Yeah.
That is that is. Do they have? I was gonna say, do they have different languages for the North and South?
Yeah,
Like, is there different
there's
dialect?
19 main languages and about 800 different dialects of all the
Whew,
languages. Yeah. So if
man,
you're
that's
from a
hard to keep
certain
track.
area, if you're from a village of the certain area, then you'll be speaking a little different, colloquial. That's what they say.
Yeah.
So what were you gonna
No,
say?
no, that's incredible. I didn't even know. Like, I think the U.S. has like a little bit, like 4 different dialects. Maybe if you're like in New York or the South, but that's about it. That we don't
Or
have
New
anything else. Maybe
Orleans
some
or
slang.
something? Yeah.
What was that?
Or New Orleans or something?
Yeah, but even that, like, it's you understand it.
Yeah.
I feel like 800 versions of our language. I'd never talk to anybody.
I know, when my family members, when they were trying to go to college, they were like really like apprehensive about going to another state because, then they have to learn the other language super good. And,
Yeah,
it's just easier to stay in the same state and learn the same language.
absolutely. No, that
I mean, I
totally
didn't have
makes
that
sense.
problem. I was in America, but at the
Yep.
time. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say I mean, yeah, don't seem like I didn't know you were from India.
Oh,
I've like
okay.
heard you on podcasts and stuff. I knew that like you were Indian, but I didn't know that like that is where you actually live. I
Yeah,
guess I
I
should say.
actually, no, I was born here and then I lived 30, 40, 30, 35 years in US,
The
and then
U.S.
I
Okay.
came back 5 years ago.
Oh, okay. What was the reason behind that?
There's actually a few different reasons, but the most major reason was that I went through DV in Arizona, um,
I don't
domestic
know what that is.
violence, domestic.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, yeah.
And
That's
so
terrible.
I wanted to have like zero to do with anything about this person. And
Yep.
I figured my parents were like, well, we'll get you help, but you gotta like get it in a different country. And I'm
Yeah.
just like for me it was like kind of like already like a shock to get help. I just wanted to hurry up and get the help.
Yep.
And I had to wait for 3 months, which was really tough on me because I needed the help immediately.
Yeah.
But sometimes with the generations, there's like it's like difficult to get through to get your needs get through to somebody. Anyway, I ended up
Yeah.
coming here and I did get the help. I waited it out, and I'm really proud of myself that I was able to manage to keep positive, even though it was even though I felt suffocating inside. I managed to finally get the help, and I've been out here for almost 6 years, gymming all the time, and doing this podcast, which helps me connect to really wonderful people like you, and I'm so happy that I can do that.
Thank you. No, and that's amazing. Honestly, this is really cool that how long have you been doing the podcast?
I've been doing it for maybe 2 to 3 months,
Okay.
let's say. Do you do your
Yeah. So
podcast every day? Because you have your color me art. Do you do your podcast every day, or I know you do them
I
with
don't.
Corey?
Yep, I do them with my co-host Corey. Who, yeah, he's my entertainment man, keeping
Yeah,
everybody entertained while
you're pretty
I
entertaining
draw, I
yourself.
color. Yeah, yeah, more or less me and him just hanging out each week.
Yeah.
Uh, I do not do it every day. I do it every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it is a show called Color My Art, where you pick the colors I choose or I use on my piece. So we kind of collaborate and make a piece together, which I always thought was a really cool thing.
Do you do these drawings every day, or I mean they're incredible. I think Facebook like gave you some award for creating so much content, or
They did. I did recently just get a rising artist, like a little plaque thing
oh
that they put on
wow,
my Facebook actual page, Stargazing
did I see
Productions.
the plaque in person?
No, no, no. It's like a little label they put on your face. I wish they gave me a plaque.
That would be like really cool,
Yeah,
like
like a
in the
YouTube
back.
gold thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
that'd be so
Yeah.
cool.
Nothing that level. I want to get to that level. That would be great. But they just were like, you've had increased content, you've had a lot of engagement lately. And over the last year, I have had a lot more interaction. That when I started out, of course, I've only been doing it for about, like I said, 6 years drawing. Um, only that's a long
Oh,
time.
6 years
Six
you've been doing the podcast?
No, I've been drawing for 6 years.
Oh, okay. And
Yep.
how did you
The
get who taught you how to draw?
Me. I just really got, I mean, YouTube and like learning other stuff and just continuing to draw. But how I got into art really, I mean, I've always loved animation. I've loved art. I think that it's beautiful. I just never really, I doodled when I was a kid, but that's about it. When I was about 29, I went and hung out with a friend, came up with a concept for a cartoon I wanted to make called Stargazing. And I wanted to do that. I started out doing animation and I wasn't very good at it. And I was like, well, these drawings look like crap. And the only way to like make that better is to work on the drawing part. So I
Uh-huh.
heavily started just getting into little classes to teach me how to draw flowers and how to draw like a mountain range and things like that. And then just kept doing it myself for the last 6 years. And
I
then I
mean,
feel
these
like I said
illustration
last year,
skills that you've got are off the hook.
I'm
These
I'm sorry, what was
illustrations,
that?
these illustration skills that you've got, they're very off the hook.
Thank you. Off the hook. I've never had it described as that, but that's my favorite description of my art. And I'm
Oh,
going to tell everyone, yeah, actually, my stuff's off the hook.
yeah.
So
No, it's just
I
that
really
I like
appreciate
how
that.
melty they are and like how detailed they are. It's like
Yeah.
very captivating.
Thank you very much. One thing with art, I feel like you learn one thing and then you add that to the rest of the stuff you have.
Uh-huh.
So like even with my like art, it goes in a theme. Like you said, I have a lot of like trippy, drippy mushrooms or fairy women or like just ethereal kind of drawings. And I feel like you get good at one thing. Like not saying I'm the best at it, but I got better at drawing flowers. I got better at drawing more or less drippy water. And then
Uh-huh.
you add those things together and it makes a beautiful piece. You have
Oh,
a
I
drippy
see.
flower that's way cooler than just something that. So like
Yeah.
that's kind of my process with,
Do you do two
I'll
layers
add something
or
to the skill set.
do
What
you
was that?
add two layers? Like, is the one layer like just the actual like nymph or whatever, and then the other is like the water dripping over the fairy nymph?
I will draw those all together. So I'll outline it with a pencil and then have it all together. So they're not separate. They're
Okay, so
they're
you can just do that. That's really cool.
yeah, I can just draw. I do try. I've been working on it for a little while. But I I love the aesthetic, like you were saying, of that kind of stuff. I'm very it's not like I'm doing psychedelics all the time or anything, but like I've experienced stuff with that, and like it gives me a passion to draw something to that extent. I love fantasy. I love, like you were saying, like little pixie ladies and just being in like I feel like art is a way to take you to somewhere else, and
Yeah.
a lot of people will draw landscapes some from Earth or whatever. And in my head, I'm like, if I'm going to use this, I'm going to use my imagination and I want to create something new that you've never seen before
Yeah,
with elements that you have.
and are you good at symmetry? I
Not so much.
I'm asking because I'm horrible at it. And I
It
see
is
all
hard.
these artists doing like these like sacred geometry, like like
That's hard.
to the dot,
Yep.
and I'm just
Yep.
going, how the hell are these people doing this?
A lot of math and a lot of like, I feel like you have to have that thing like measured out
I mean, I
more or
would be
less.
on one painting for like 10 years.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong. Some of these paintings I've seen, like some of the huge portraits that look like more or less like a picture of a person. Like
Yeah,
that must have taken them 100, 200 hours of just
yeah.
straight up sitting there. I can't understand that level of dedication. The longest I've spent on an art piece myself is about, I think altogether like 8 hours. I've done an
Okay.
8 hour one. But otherwise, I'm not. I can't spend 100 hours on a thing. That's wild. I got a job. Like I gotta go to work and stuff.
I have different styles of painting and different styles of digital art. This is before AI came in. I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Um, I mean, everything is a tool to be used. I feel. And I'm not downing anyone. I just didn't get into the AI, as much as other people did.
yeah,
Obviously you have to learn all these prompts now because people will be expecting you to know, how to use the different tools that are coming out with the AI because they expect you to do the work faster because you can do the work faster. Not
yeah.
just
Way
art.
faster.
I'm talking about like Excel and all that crap too.
Yeah. No,
Um,
I use it for the formats of my shows. I use ChatGPT all the time to break down uh like like jokes and like questions and other, like a synopsis of my episode of my podcast, where
Oh,
it'll
okay.
break down, hey, do this. This is your segment. Do this, this, this. And
Yeah, I
I
think
do
a
use
lot
that.
of people are on that vibe. I mean, it's not really just
It's
because
like having a secretary to
yeah,
do a lot of
it's
work for you.
yeah, I mean, just because you're using a breakdown doesn't mean that like me talking to you, the whole thing is not going to be on Chat GPT. It's going to be live. I mean,
Yep.
you know, whatever it is that we have to say to each other is not going to be formatted. You know, it's just
Yes.
the
No, the
it's just
human
like we
element.
got themes. You know, like okay, we're gonna talk about how he got into art. That was the first topic. You know, like that.
Yeah. Yep. And then you get into it and then it has nothing to do. Yeah, I agree. It's not like we have a script
Yeah,
or
it's like a
anything like
flow
that.
of imagination, but a flow of
Yes.
imagination, but with words.
Yes. No, and I absolutely love it as a tool. Uh, I've done segments on my show where I had ChatGPT make up a song, like a comedy song, for
Oh,
me to
really?
sing off. Yeah, and it does it. And they're not bad. Like
Oh, wow.
they're not even that terrible. Like you could make a pretty good song through. I mean, you probably have to change a little bit,
Yeah.
but you can get the like over. I actually made a song. I asked ChatGPT to write a song about itself becoming self-aware,
Oh,
and like it straight up did it.
oh,
Like it
that's
wrote a
funny.
song about it.
Have
Yeah,
you gotten
it
to
is.
the chat or the AI part of you know, making music and all that stuff too?
No, no, I've seen that stuff where it'll like add onto your stuff or like add background
Uh-huh.
music or uh kind of just continue the music. I have not done anything like that with that, and I don't I don't use it for my art.
Yeah.
I've tried just personally just to be like, what does it do? So I'll put my a picture in there to see what happens with the AI, but
Yeah.
I don't typically use it for not typically. I never use it for my
I haven't
actual
I
art.
haven't really gotten into using it. Just maybe a couple things. I screwed around with the Wamba when it first came out, and then you know now we're into like mid journey level, and you know I just I'm not that into it yet. I don't know if I'll get into it later. I'm not saying anything you know trashy about it, but
Yeah.
you know, and a lot of people trash talk about that, and that's like a big topic. Anyway, I'm going
Yeah.
off
No, you you're
uh,
you're good. I was gonna say about the chat or the AI thing too is I love and hate it at the same time. I think it is
yeah,
scary. I think it is
it is
frightening the
scary.
level. I do truly believe that it's gonna get to the point where scammers are gonna be able to use your voice to scam you,
Yeah,
like
I
to
mean,
scam
they're
your
gonna get to
parents.
high level, you know, and
Yeah.
with the
No,
drones and all that, I mean, there's just it's
mhm.
just so much stuff is developing too fast, and I think people can't keep up, you know, like they're having like an aneurysm just thinking about what's happening.
Yes, absolutely. And then also on the other end of the spectrum, I think it's an insanely useful tool that most like a individual person like me who doesn't have resources to get myself a secretary or have a someone to break down a synopsis of a thing or tell me information off the cuff. That's insanely useful because I feel like companies have a group of people to do what ChatGPT is doing for an individual, which is
Yeah.
pretty awesome. But
Yeah,
so
I
yeah,
feel
good and
you.
bad.
I mean, yeah, there's drawbacks and positives. So the next question I was gonna ask you was, like, how do you keep a balance in your life, and all the other projects you have going on, and for surviving? I mean, what else do you do? Do you have another business? Do you have another job?
I do. I've been for the last. I mean, I've done cooking work most of my life, but I've been doing painting for the last 5 years. I kind of do it on my own. So I own a painting business where I'll paint homes, interior and exterior. That
Oh, okay.
it's not an art thing. It's a just I paint your walls.
Okay.
So
You want to throw out all the links of everything that you do so that everyone's aware and knows how to get you?
Absolutely. You can check out all of my art and all of my stuff I'm trying to sell. I have t-shirts, uh, prints, stickers, buttons, all kinds of stuff on my Etsy, which is Stargazing Shop. And then on Facebook, Stargazing Productions, I have all that same stuff you can purchase. Just message me. I also, like I said, TC Painting is the company that I run, doing my painting service. And then I'm trying to think. I'm doing this other show as well, with a friend of mine, Eric, who I went on the like 33 long or that trip last year. I went with him,
Oh,
uh,
wow.
and me and him are doing a podcast once a week. So I'm technically doing 2 podcasts a week. That's probably why you're
Okay.
like, oh, he's on there all
What's
the
the
time.
format of your other podcast with Eric?
It is called Brushes and Lenses, and he takes a picture because he loves photography. He takes a
Oh,
picture where he's living on Mackinac Island, once a week, and then I have a drawing that I've drawn that week, and we'll discuss it. We'll be like, hey, this is what I use. This is the inspiration behind this piece. This is like him. He'll be like, this is the time of day I went. This is the lens I used. This is uh, like I had to wait for this moment, like things like that. So we discuss each other's pieces, and yeah, I really love that show. So Brushes and Lenses, it's on
and
Thursdays on Facebook Live, and you can
okay.
get the podcast on Saturdays on iTunes.
Oh, okay, nice. You can
Yep,
maybe link us up to all these things, and maybe I can put them in the comments.
absolutely. Yes, I
Um,
definitely can do that.
so what's your favorite memory of um art that you've done, or your most favorite experience of the traveling with the art?
Um, hmm, okay. So I would say probably my favorite experience on my trip that I had. Uh, I I busked, so I'd go to the city and just start playing music and have my guitar case open with my art in it.
Uh-huh.
Um, and I did that a couple times, and I did it in New Orleans, and not that many people interacted with me. I went to Charlotte, North Carolina,
Uh-huh.
and I had like, I don't know, a bunch of people walk up to me and buy some art. It was an
Oh,
incredible
nice.
experience. I've never had anything like that. They all sat there for my song. Um, they got my information. It was just a really cool. It felt like it was like probably 8 people, but 8 people surrounding me while I played music. It was just a real intimate, cool thing, and they were just appreciating all the stuff I did. And like I said, I sold a couple pieces of my art, and that was incredible. And then favorite piece of like experience with creating art, I would say I love when I can create a piece that I've had a dream about. I feel
Oh,
like
wow.
my favorite pieces I've ever made are ones that I've had a dream, I had that image, and I'm like, I have to put it down. I'll like
I wish
do
I
a
could do
rough
that.
sketch.
What I do is I just throw some paint around and then just like go with the flow of my imagination. Like that's the dream that I had. Like this is the colors I'm gonna use, and I'm gonna splash some paint around, and like it's done.
That's a
Like
completely valid way to do art too. That's what's so beautiful about it.
it,
You
and
don't
and
have to
sometimes I
do a
do
rough
like
sketch.
layers and stuff, and like it's a lot of pouring, acrylic pouring, but
Yep.
not I was doing it way back before everyone was talking about it and stuff, and I've loved it even before. So I mean, I still like that form of art.
Yep.
Um, it's gonna take some time for me to get back into this. I'm just trying to just get back into the gymming and the podcasting and just keep those as my two main priorities before I just do anything else, because I just don't want to lose my momentum.
No, absolutely. That same here. Honestly, I have had this weird, I don't know, existential thing this last summer where I don't know, last year because I was on that trip probably, I had a lot of interaction, a lot of people buying my stuff. I was kind of like not living off of it, but like it was looking like that might be a possibility. And
Did
then it
you, by
definitely
the way,
took
have any cool experiences in San Francisco or Seattle?
Seattle, yes. I got to I mean, I'm trying to think. Seattle, we stayed with my friend Eric's brother who lived there.
Okay.
And it was just beautiful. We got to go see, honestly, like it was a real like hometown experience where like he knew all the best places to go. So we went downtown to all the like nicer places that weren't crazy expensive. Went to a
Okay.
baseball game. Actually, I forgot about that. The baseball game that we went to, the team, I'm not a huge sports fan, but it was a big deal, I guess, with sports, where this team needed to win this uh, game in order to, they had like 25 years without ever getting in the playoffs, and which is a long time, and they needed to win this game to get into it, and they did, and the entire city flipped out. Like they not riots in the streets, but everybody was screaming. It was like the loudest sound I've ever heard in my entire life, and that was pretty
Like
cool.
10
And
years
then what
ago
was the
or
other?
no? San Francisco?
San Francisco. I don't think we went to San Francisco. And
Oh,
so
okay.
that's one of the places we didn't go.
'Cause this before the COVID thing or like right after the COVID?
This is 2002, like I said, last year. So it COVID was kind of still a factor. We had issues with like getting into bars and stuff. Just we had our vax cards, so like not issues, but we had to have them in certain states. When especially when we were out in California and stuff, like they took it way more seriously than out in Michigan. Like
Oh,
in
wow.
Michigan, nobody was wearing masks, nobody had vax cards. Like it wasn't a big deal. You could go into bars and stuff. And out in LA, like I needed a mask, I needed a vax card, and they also like did heat, they check you at the door to see where your temperature's at.
Oh, okay, okay.
So yeah, it was kind of
Um,
intense for that, but
we
not too
got
crazy.
4 minutes and 20 seconds
I see that.
before the Zoom cuts out. So just want to wrap it up and just say if there's anything that you wanted to share, a message to anyone watching this podcast, what would be that big message?
I would say, as cliche as it is, follow your dreams and do it every day. If you want to do a thing, do a thing. Do as much as you can. Do 5 minutes. If you want to do art, yeah, 5 minutes of art. If you could do it every day, you will be. I heard this thing before, and I always really like it hit me hard. If you do 18 minutes a day of any kind of skill over 18 months, you will be better than 99% of the planet in that skill for one
Oh,
year.
wow.
So do the thing. Don't get mucked up and I'm going to be famous. I'm going to do all this stuff. It's going to be great. If you want to make a YouTube channel, you want to make a podcast, you want to do art, you want to, whatever you want to do, travel, make music, do it. Don't talk about it. Is what I would
Yeah,
say.
this is funny because my niece's friends, they're like showing me up in the YouTube channel department.
Don't you hate that?
Uh, well, I have 1,000 views. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like,
1,000.
you guys have like 10.
Yeah. No, if you're honestly being young helps. Getting on TikTok and stuff, you'll go viral. I've been posting on my stuff for so long,
Well,
and
TikTok is
nothing's happened
banned in
yet. So
India. So
what was that?
TikTok is banned in India.
Fair enough. So you're just using YouTube
Yeah.
pretty much for that same thing. Yeah. Yeah. It's not great. It'll suck your time away. So be happy you don't have it.
Okay. I'm
Yeah.
just doing. I don't even care about getting famous or how many views or anything. I'm just happy doing it. I'm like,
Yeah.
if you got 1,000 views, that's good. Good to you. Good to your friends. And
Yes.
again, thank
Just
you
do the
so
thing.
much.
Do what you love.
Yeah, thank you so much for being on the channel and introducing me to all the stuff that you do and making me laugh so much with your comic guitar gig thing.
Comedy
Thanks so
song. Yeah.
much. And
Yeah.
hope to have you
I
on again soon.
appreciate. Thank you so much. I really had a lot of fun.
Yeah, I did too. And we'll have
Definitely.
you on
I
again
would
soon.
absolutely love that. This was a blast. I had a great time. I'm laughing too.
Yeah.
So, what was that? I'm sorry.
I said, you know, the best, and we'll have you on again soon.
I think my thing is.
We'll have you on again soon.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you so much. This is a blast.
Okay, bye. Much love.
Yep, I heard you. Okay.